A New Odyssey. Furiosa is a film that's getting a lot of praise, but also a lot of negativity due to its underwhelming performance at the box office. But is that really warranted? Furiosa, more than most films, feels like an odyssey, something from an old book, an epic tale of a woman taken from her homeland and fighting to get her revenge on those who would wrong her time and time again. This film isn't solely her story, but she is very much the lens through which we see this spectacular and cynical world where goodness and purity have no place. It's rough, it's dog eat dog, it's a harsh wasteland where the strong die and only the cunning and ruthless survive. I really enjoyed watching the story of two villains in Immortal Joe and Dementus clashing with one another for control of this tiny part of the wasteland. It's clear that if they'd worked together, society could begin to be rebuilt, but instead, we have war, and with that comes great character development. Chris Hemsworth comes close, and I mean damn close, to stealing the show in this film. As a villain that might actually be worthy of the name Epic, he uses people, lies to the masses, is selfish and cruel and vindictive, to the point where I don't think, even in a proper world, he would have never been a good man. There's a darkness and evilness to his soul that dims through the brightest sun in the desert. To stand against them, we have our protagonist, Odysseus, or as she prefers to be called, Furiosa. Taken from her home as a young girl, she is made to watch her mother be crucified in front of her, and then forced to watch multiple murders and mutilations to things no child should have to see. Touted as Dementus' daughter, she is traded away to Immortal Joe to become one of his wives until she escapes and lives out her life for 10 years as a war boy, working within the ranks of Joe's army until a chance encounter with a potential partner happens. In the heat of battle, Jack and Furiosa come to trust and care for one another, something most rare in the wasteland. Jack is tortured and killed in front of Furiosa, but she manages to escape at the expense of her arm and seemingly her only way back home. Furiosa, with the help of a cameo, is able to come back to the Citadel and warn Immortal Joe of the fall of Bullet Farm and the incoming attack from Dementus. A long and costly war ensues that results in Dementus being run out, with Furiosa hot in pursuit. When she finally catches him, she takes away everything he has, his water, his bike, his agency. She takes away his ability to even decide his own fate, beating him, almost costing her his soul. Him crying out, she's just like him, that they are the same. A quick death is better than what he deserves, but also perhaps, maybe he deserves a worse death. It is shown that Dementus is chained up in the Citadel with a peach tree growing out of his body in a long and torturous death worthy of a monster like this. Hitchcock once said, if it's a good movie, the sound could go out and the audience should still be able to tell what's going on. Furiosa was a standout character in Fury Road, and she stands on her own now as a character that doesn't need a lot of words to express emotions. Her actions speak louder than she ever could. This bleak story about the future shows us a soul corrupted, but trying to change, trying to be better, trying to do better. And we know the outcome. We know she comes to save people. We know what she attempts to do and what she's able to accomplish in Fury Road. So we know the arc of this character and we know she will succeed in the end. This was just the first half of the story. This film looks incredible. The action is incredible. The story is incredible. It's just great all the way through. Why is it bombing at the box office? I don't quite understand that part. Hopefully word of mouth will help the film in the long run, but in the short term, this film, at least you're hearing it from me, is an 8 out of 10. It's a great film that deserves to be watched on the biggest screen that you can find. But what did you think of this film? Go ahead and let us know down below. We'd greatly appreciate it, and we'll catch you all next time. We'll see everybody.
I want them back.